the top #1 player in Pokemon Unite right now in Season 2. This would be KidtanZ. Most people, of course, just going to know him by Tanz. Today, right here, playing with the team called Ascendance. And they are going up today against Team Shiny, and this is in the Shiny League Tournament. Right now, we're in Winners Finals. I believe this is Match 2, November 26th. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get this started. The camera is not going to follow any one person in particular. We do want to catch as much of the action as possible. I think we'll give like a slight preference to Tanz here, but again, whatever can kind of get the action conveyed and just show off as much of that as we possibly can here with the ready go. Already about 30 seconds past. Many of the viewers at home might have noticed Tanz holding on to the full heal, along with the Lucario on Team Shiny, which I believe is Retsu. We'll have to confirm that in one moment. Kyrios right here playing as our Venusaur player. We've got Mopwop on the bottom as Eldegoss, along with Excellent, the Mr. Mime player. And for Ascendance, Zapdos playing as their Lucario on the top lane right now. They were running the 1-1-3. Obviously, a quick jungle rotation up from Elo. That's the Frogadier now. Greninja jungler on orange. Already a minute underway, just approximately as we say this right here. You can obviously notice Excellent, Mopwop, Kyrios, all waiting for the objectives to spawn. Usually in higher level play, they can go for this Corphish right here, as well as on the bottom lane, get that Corphish first, but always want to be prepared for those bees. First going to be coming up at 850, Combee and Vespiquen. And look at how quickly those are going to get taken down. Retsu obviously going straight for it. Tanz and Zapdos representing for Ascendance. Somewhat of a mixed bag of XP all around. One of the beautiful things I've noticed from observing Tanz's gameplay, hopefully we'll see it here, we can point it out every now and then, is essentially using that low sweep like an eject button, always at the right time seemingly, and of course that's until you do upgrade to Flame Charge. We do know actually in these games Tanz running Muscle Band, Scope Lens, Buddy Barrier, and to reiterate the moveset of Flame Charge, also backed up by Pyro Ball. Heat BBX playing as Pikachu there on Team Shiny. It's been interesting to see Pikachu represented in any tournament, but certainly right here in this really high advancement of the tournament. This is again Winners Final. Orange Wigglytuff definitely going to be in trouble right here. This is Faz. That will be the KO. Kyrios actually pulling out the Razor Leaf with Bulbasaur, and that is going to lead to just being stagnant right there for the trade-off. That was a 2-for-1 deal, and we're actually going to confirm 3-for-1 right there. Team Shiny, I mean Eldegoss just being a murder goss, we could call it. It's a great job. That's Feppy actually over there on Team Shiny. Orange Squad. We'll be looking for another set of bees in a little while, but obviously everybody kind of getting back into their lanes, regrouping right here. Tanz, this one Corphish maybe away from leveling up, and he is of course going to take that. Looked obvious as we all knew. It does seem Zapdos getting in a bit of a skirmish right there as Tanz was doing so. It's still the priority. I mean, Tanz leveling up right there would be great. Zapdos having no problem just hanging on. Excellent now the one in danger right here on the bottom lane, as you'll notice all three orange players here on the bottom getting a little bit daring, but wonderful pushback as Mr. Mime just eking by on that little bit of HP, going to secure the citrus berries, grab those, and then of course the bees are up next. You notice Faz as that Wigglytuff being that tanky support that it can be sometimes, but certainly coming out with the Sing right in front. Everybody else can have an opportunity at the Combee, the Vespiquen, and we're now at, as the time we're saying this, about 3 seconds to getting the Dreadnought to appear on the map, and that'll be of course along with Rotom, being that they're the first ones here. Pretty sure Tanz was looking to rotate for Ascendance right there, but admittedly being a little bit late to the party, and so this certainly does mean that Orange is going to have plenty of time to burst it at this moment. It's just, you always have to wonder, is your objective going to be stolen? And especially with the teams right now, they are seemingly both swarming the area. Tanz actually going to go opt for the Corphish, and something as spectators, you know, you don't want to jump around too much, but essentially you can if you're playing the game. This will confirm it for us. I was going to say, if you're Tanz, for example, you can go and hit that Corphish when you're using, let's say, the L button on Switch, you know, and you're looking, so you can just look with the camera and observe. That's something that we actually can't really do as spectators. Once again, it would have been jumping around characters very quick as we see the skirmish go down. This is the team fight, that blazing bicycle kick going down for Tanz after Wigglytuff has obviously devastated many of the team members for Ascendance right here, and that is going to be with the help of the rest of the squad, especially Pikachu right now securing the KO against Tanz, and it does seem that Ascendance is maybe counting their losses right there. You can already notice that some of them rotating up top instead to get the Rotom, so cut the loss of the Dreadnought, rotate up top. That will be a confirmation obviously of Team Shiny getting the Dreadnought, so those shields, those experience points, that's now theirs. Rotom has been started, so the initiation from Ascendance right here gets it about half HP, as obviously we see Team Shiny now advancing in pretty quickly, so certainly still up to being anybody's Rotom, you could say, as Wigglytuff does try the Dazzling Gleam, does not get it. That was Faz, and so Ascendance will make sure that they do get that Rotom now. It's going to be on the top lane applying some pressure. Notice the off laners, of course, Lucario on both squads, but maybe we're going to see Team Shiny's Lucario rotating up a little bit, maybe to catch off some of these Ascendance players who are going mid. I mean, Excellent is going down mid along with Mopwop the Eldegoss. Tanz will be doing a little dance here on the beacon on the goal. Sometimes you see this when you're either waiting for a cooldown, you're waiting for an objective to show up, maybe you're just waiting for the strategy that you're working on with your squad, especially if you're in a Discord call or something like that, which mostly all these 5 stacks are, and especially if you're in a tournament, you're doing so. And being on comms, you can kind of communicate with people. Yes, I'm gonna hang here while we, arrange whatever we're gonna arrange. So once again, if you're ever wondering, why is somebody just looking like they're dancing around right now? As Tanz does take advantage right here, almost just baiting them in, chipping away at that health from a far distance. Kirio's certainly looking to evolve right now, just as an Ivysaur at this moment, but still level 8 now with that Corphish, and that's here on the top lane. And we certainly have passed through the mid game, we can call it, and we'll be transitioning to late game somewhat soon here. Definitely still plenty of time to make some things happen, get some farm, and clearly Dreadnought would be the next objective to spawn, as we see about 25 seconds as we're saying this. That Pikachu on Team Shiny will go ahead and secure this Corphish down here in the middle of the top lane. Once again, Tanz going to pull off that dance until we have the Combee Vespiquen combo to hit. Cinderace pretty good to burst those down, but surprisingly, Pikachu also more than decent for that AoE. Once again, gonna chip away at Faz here as Faz does run back towards those bees, and that does provide Tanz as Cinderace a little bit of an opportunity to maybe hit both, Sure, chip away at Faz, but also maybe secure some of those bees as Faz is running back. And look at this, the Verdant Anger goes down for purple. That will get the KO on Retsu. That's Team Shiny's Lucario, and now Eldegoss is down. They are seemingly gonna push this advantage, get that Dreadnought. Anything can obviously still happen as long as Orange does still have somebody in the plays, and it looks like Dreadnought is now down. That is left side team, so Ascendance, they will get that Dreadnought, and then the KO on the Greninja right here from Team Shiny. I believe that's Elo, and it looks like this will certainly be a goal-busting series of points right now. Lots of 40s dropped in. FF Zapdos kind of the only remaining Ascendance member to still have some points after that. About 3:25 on the clock right here, and this is, I would say, you can have an objective like we do see Rotom is still here, but this is sort of now getting into that weird territory where we are waiting for Zapdos, but your decision has to be, adapt to whatever the match is throwing at you. But if nothing is really pressing or super urgent, you're going to be farming. You may see somebody be a little bit daring. Maybe they're going to backdoor, they're going to try to sneak some points in, but you also figure, do I accumulate these points and maybe hold on to it for the final stretch, get it right in there very quickly to double the points, and that's after that 2-minute mark. But then you obviously want to make sure that you are available for your squad if you need that Zapdos. This time Team Shiny now, it's essentially a trade of objectives, as Ascendance got the Dreadnought this time, but Team Shiny getting the Rotom, whereas it was the reverse when we were looking at the objective boss Pokemon earlier. A little bit of a skirmish everywhere, there's certainly action happening all over the place. Faz is opting to stick to just farming, get the wild camp, get those neutrals. Tanz for Ascendance as well as Curios, they are going to stave off the Rotom, and certainly putting in work here on the bottom. FF Zapdos, Mopwop, Lucario, and Eldegoss can be a good team when, let's say that maybe Lucario is going to be off laning while everybody else goes elsewhere. Eldegoss, sometimes it is appropriate to stick with the Lucario as they are on that quest off laning, whatever they're going to accomplish. Excellent being detected right here because Faz certainly came right in with that Sing and aggressively just pull off the Sing, the Dazzling Gleam, as Excellent is in the tall grass. So that certainly, once again, was observed. And so that will be the final stretch, my friends. Zapdos has arrived on the map. Clearly, Ascendance does. They want to make sure that Team Shiny's not going to get it. It's not that they necessarily need it to win, but that would obviously edge a much more comfortable chance at victory in their favor. And so Tanz right now waiting maybe for his squad to regroup. Everybody kind of hanging out in the tall grass, making sure that they're not known until the time is right. Team Shiny likely going to be doing something similar. We can't observe all parts of the match all at once, of course, be in 5 or 6 places at once to see what's going on everywhere. But there certainly are a few of the fights initiated right here. Nothing too major at this moment, but it's kind of that ticking time bomb. You got to wait and see which squad is going to make that move. Excellent kind of coming out in front right here. And we can notice, obviously, neither team has opted to have a defender class Pokemon on either of their team comps. It's just you think about Pokemon like maybe Mr. Mime or Wigglytuff acting as maybe the closest thing they could get to it. That's obviously going to depend on item sets, builds, everything. But look at this. Ascendance losing 2 of their squad mates. Really don't want this at a time like this. I mean, if there was ever a good time, but the point being, we are looking at these last few seconds, and Ascendance does either need that Zapdos or make sure that Team Shiny will not get it. Look at this. Perfect chance to snipe. I know Tanz did throw down the Blazing Bicycle, but it was actually FF Zapdos as Lucario that did secure that Zapdos KO. What a goal. Yes, that will be 100 points from Tanz. Going to TP back to base. Hopefully able to stop Greninja on Orange. So Team Shiny ready to see another 100 points, but no, Venusaur will go ahead and drop down. That was great. this was a wonderful set of events because Eldegoss was able to score and get certainly a helpful 66 in there, but also simultaneously Kyrios going to be able to stop Greninja from Team Shiny from scoring, and that would have again been a hundo. Right now the same has to happen for Lucario there. Tanz is going to go disrupt that. Luckily and successful. Very nice from Tanz. Once again, our top #1 player, rank 1 global, and right now it's just those last few seconds. You can see these hundos going to be dropped. Actually a GG. So the surrender coming out before we can even drop those in, making this look like maybe a little bit smaller point value victory, but it's a victory all the same just because those last 2 hundos or so didn't get dropped in right there. So congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Ascendance gonna pull out that victory when it did appear that all odds were sort of stacked against them, luckily taking advantage of being a somewhat close game really throughout the entire duration. If you're looking to see more Pokemon Unite matches, sort of esports style commentary, please feel free to click an end screen on screen if you have annotations on, or just look at the top pinned comment. And thanks for viewing.